Good afternoon, I'm Maricar Bautista. This is Newsfeed at noon. The Department of Health assures the public that PhilHealth benefits will continue with or without subsidy from the 2025 national budget. In a statement, the DOH said all of PhilHealth's inpatient, outpatient, and special benefit packages will continue to be available in the next 2 to 3 years. Health Secretary Teddy Herbosa says he is confident that PhilHealth has enough money to continue and even improve operations. The statement comes following the Senate's decision to allocate zero subsidy for PhilHealth under the 2025 General Appropriations Act. If the President signs the proposed national budget for 2025, ratified by the Senate and House, PhilHealth will receive no government subsidy. Lawmakers say that's due to the massive amount of reserve funds belonging to the corporation. But how did the reserves reach hundreds of billions of pesos? Agatha Gregorio has this special report.
It's possible that not a single cent will be allotted as government subsidy for PhilHealth next year. That's according to the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the proposed 2025 national budget. And only President Bongbong Marcos's signature is needed for its implementation. 74 billion pesos was allotted in the House version of the budget, going down to 64 billion at the Senate before being removed completely at the Bicam.
Kailangan nilang gamitin muna yung kanilang reserve funds na kung nakikita ninyo, marami na ngang nagagalit dahil hindi nabibigyan ng tamang reimbursement, hindi mabilis ang pagka-reimburse. Kung nakikita naman natin na ganun karami yung pera nila, kailangan gamitin nila yon dahil nasasayang lang.
But a large amount of reserves is nothing new for PhilHealth. In 2021, this reached over 176 billion pesos. And the corporation said then this is proof that PhilHealth is financially stable and able to pay benefits in the long run. But this 2024 reserve funds went up to 600 billion. Senate President Cheese Escudero said in a radio interview, the removal of the subsidy should serve as a wake-up call for PhilHealth after what he says is wastage of plenty of money, not giving of benefits, and the lack of payment to hospitals. In the last few years, the amount given to PhilHealth in the General Appropriations Act did not go below 61 billion pesos from 2021. The corporation was given 71 billion in 2021, and this increased to nearly 80 billion in 2022. The amount went up further to 100 billion pesos back in 2023 and was reduced to 61 billion this year. Escudero earlier said the corporation can afford to lessen the mandatory contribution of its members given the massive amount of underutilized funds. Despite statements like this, a number of lawmakers have spoken out against the removal of the subsidy.
Bigyan sana natin ng maayos at sapat na budget ang PhilHealth at hikayatin ang PhilHealth na i-maximize ang paggamit ng kanilang pondo para sa kanilang mga health-related programs and services.
According to Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel, there may be legal issues involved due to zero PhilHealth subsidy. Pimentel says they may already be indirectly amending the sin tax law because it says in the law a percentage of the taxes for products like alcohol should go to PhilHealth. Senate Finance Committee Chairperson Grace Poe and Escudero defended the decision, saying each Congress can change laws implemented in the last Congress. Agatha Gregorio, BNC.
Health reform advocate Dr. Tony Leachon criticized PhilHealth for spending nearly 138 million pesos for its anniversary celebration and Christmas party. Speaking to Pinky Web on Agenda, Leachon said the documents were given by insiders from the National Health Insurer. Leachon was a member of the PhilHealth board from 2016 to 2019.
Galit po yun sa loob at detalyado and maasahan po yung source natin dyan. At talaga pong sinasabi nila, hindi nila po masikmura yung mga ganyang gastusin, lalo na sa panahon na marami pong issue regarding the PhilHealth. Dapat i-explain nila sa publiko yan eh.
When asked if he will still defend PhilHealth from the zero subsidy issue, Leachon said yes. He stressed that excess funds of PhilHealth should be used to improve its services. The family and fans of the king of Philippine movies, Fernando Poe Jr. or FPJ, gathered at his grave to mark his 20th death anniversary. Our Bea de la Cruz joins us live from the Manila North Cemetery. Bea?
Maricar, 20 years since his passing, supporters, friends, and family of Fernando Poe Jr. gather here at the Manila North Cemetery to commemorate and honor his legacy. About 300 to 400 supporters gathered here today to remember the king of Philippine movies, Fernando Poe Jr. They say 20 years may have passed, but his legacy lives on. Solid fans and supporters were like family to FPJ and his family. They brought memorabilia of their idol. Some of them travel all the way from Pangasinan. They tell of FPJ's kindness, always giving help to the needy. And they say FPJ is someone who listens and truly understands the struggles of the poor. Father Vic Sadeo, who presided over the Mass, spoke of the importance in seeing the purpose in our experiences and how to be able to move forward. The late movie icon's daughter, Senator Grace Poe, says her father served as an inspiration as she remembers his compassion for his fellow Filipinos. She adds that like her father, Filipinos must be brave and to defend themselves against adversities.
Bea, by any chance, did Senator Poe give a statement on the zero subsidy issue of PhilHealth?
Maricar, we tried to ask for a statement from Senator Grace Poe regarding the PhilHealth subsidies. However, she refused in respect of FPJ's death anniversary.
Okay, Bea. Another question, will there be other activities for FPJ's death anniversary?
Maricar, in honor of FPJ's death anniversary, Senator Poe will be visiting San Carlos, Pangasinan later, the hometown of her late father, Fernando Poe Jr., for the unveiling of his new statue. Maricar.
Okay, thank you, Bea de la Cruz, reporting to us live from Manila North Cemetery. In corporate news, the Makati Business Club has named a former broadcaster as its new executive director. Rafael Apa Ongpin will take over the reins of the MBC starting January 1st, 2025. He will succeed Bobby Batumbakal, who is stepping down after serving 9.5 months. Ongpin brings a wealth of experience from the telecommunications and yachting industries. MBC Chair Edgar Chua expressed confidence in Ongpin's ability to drive the organization forward. The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry retains its board for a second consecutive year with only minimal changes. PCCI President Enunina Mangyo will continue her tenure. Supported by Vice Presidents Alegria Limhoco for Regional Affairs and Membership, Raymond Jude Aguilar for International Affairs, Brian Ang for Trade Facilitation, and Michael Tan for Industry. Tan is the son of ultra-billionario Lucio Tan. Re-elected officials also include Chairman George Barcelon and Directors William Ko, Abogado Beneficta Dubaladad, Arturo Guerrero III, Edgardo Lacson, Sammy Lim, Benjamin Philip Romualdez, Joseph C., and Dennis Anthony Uy. Uy, the billionario founder and CEO of Converge, will spearhead PCCI's flagship project, the Philippine Business Conference in 2025. The only adjustment in the board is the election of Consul Bernardo Benedicto as board member, temporarily replacing Fernando Ferrer, who is on a one-year leave of absence. Now, here's something that can potentially lower power costs in the country, a floating power plant. Bavarian startup Energy Miner has developed a 100-kilogram hydroelectric power plant that will not require the construction of dams or concrete. It's called Energy Fish, a self-cleaning mini power plant that can be anchored in place like buoys in meter-deep rivers. A land box that receives the electricity relayed from the gizmo's rotors converts the energy to 400 volts of current. Even a swarm of these is supposed to keep the environment undisturbed, while being sufficient to decentralize power supply production. However, tests have yet to be conducted if fish and other marine animals can escape the turbine corridor naturally created by the rotors of each energy fish. And those are the news at this hour. I'm Maricar Bautista. We'll be back at 2 p.m. for more updates. Stay tuned to BNC on Free TV Channel 31, Channel 24 on Cignal, Channel 74 on Converge, and on our website, bnc.ph. Thanks for watching.